Hi, and welcome to our book tasting program today. I'm Miss Karen, and I'm going to be reading a story from the book Encyclopedia Brown Cracks the Case. And the short story that I've picked out of this book is called The Case of the Counterfeit Dough. So let's see what Encyclopedia Brown gets into and what mystery he has to solve today. The morning of the Idaville Cookie Bake-Off, Joey Perkins, Encyclopedia's classmate, walked into the Brown Detective Agency. "I need your help," he said, placing a quarter on the red gasoline can. "I have 3 recipes for chocolate chip cookies. I want to hire you to tell me which one is the best." "You can pay me to eat your cookies anytime," Encyclopedia said. Sally agreed. "But what are you worried about?" she asked. "You're sure to win the bake-off this year." Joey's cookies had come in second to Christina Vargas's 3 years in a row in the 12 and under class. But Christina had turned 13 in June. No one else's sweet treats would come close to Joey's in a taste test. "There's a new 12-year-old baker in town, Mary Macaroon," Joey said. "Her cousin is one of the judges, and she's tough. My cookies have to be perfect. I heard that this year's first prize is $50, and the winning recipe will be printed in a cookbook," Sally said. Joey nodded. "I've always dreamed of having my recipes published." He placed a plate with 6 cookies on the workbench, 3 cookies for each detective. Then he handed them water bottles so that they could rinse their mouths after tasting each one. The detectives munched on the delicious cookies, carefully rinsing their mouths after each taste. "Yum," said Sally. "They're all delicious." "What's this in cookie number 2?" Encyclopedia asked. "A hint of cinnamon?" Joey shook his head with a grin. "It's a secret," he said. "I won't tell." "They're all winners," Encyclopedia said, "but I like cookie number 2 the best." Sally took another bite of cookie number 3. Then she tasted cookie number 2 again. "Cookie number 2 it is," she said. "I sure hope I win this year," Joey said, picking up his plate and heading down the driveway. "I want a first-place ribbon and my cookie recipe in that cookbook." "We'll be there to cheer you on," Encyclopedia said. "Good luck," Sally called after him. Later that afternoon, Encyclopedia and Sally biked to the high school. The bake-off was being held in the school's kitchen. 4 tables were set out for the contestants in the 12 and under category. Each table held flour, sugar, butter, eggs, chocolate chips, and a few spices like cinnamon and nutmeg. Encyclopedia and Sally watched Joey measure his ingredients carefully and mix his cookie dough. 2 of the contestants, Emily Drew and Michael Esposito, each seemed to be making more of a mess than a cookie. Flour flew when Michael tried to mix his dough, sprinkling the judges and making them sneeze. Mary Macaroon looked like a serious challenger. She even wore an official chef's hat and apron. "Fashion doesn't win bake-offs," Sally said with a sniff. But Encyclopedia noticed that she whisked her eggs and creamed her butter and sugar like a pro. Joey was the first to slide his cookie sheets into the oven, followed by Mary. Soon the smell of baking cookies filled the room. Encyclopedia's mouth watered. 10 minutes later, 4 oven timers buzzed, one after the other. As soon as all 4 trays of cookies were on the table, the judges took out their clipboards. They stopped at Michael Esposito's table first. Each of the 3 judges carefully chewed one of his cookies, making notes about the crispness of the baked dough or the sweetness of the chocolate. When all 3 were finished, an assistant handed them glasses of water. The judges swished water around their mouths and then swallowed. "They're clearing their taste buds for the next cookie," Sally said. The judges went through the same routine with Emily Drew's cookies. Then they stood in front of Mary Macaroon. "They're taking extra bites of Mary's cookies," Sally noticed. "They must be good." "Not too good, I hope," Encyclopedia said, watching closely. "Getting his recipe published is Joey's dream." The judges finished with Mary's cookies and motioned for the assistant to bring them fresh water. They rinsed their mouths and emptied their glasses. Judge number 2 filled her glass again. Then all three stepped in front of Joey's table. Joey nervously chewed on his lip. He watched the judges pick up his cookies. His mouth opened and closed with theirs as they each took a bite. The judges coughed and sputtered. One spit Joey's cookie into a napkin. Judge number 2 quickly downed her water as the assistant rushed forward with filled glasses for the other judges. Joey's face fell in dismay. He took a bite of one of his cookies and then spit it out again. "I don't know what happened," he cried. "This tastes awful." Encyclopedia stepped forward and took a small nibble. He sniffed the cinnamon on Joey's table. Then he shook some sugar into his hand and tasted it. "Someone's substituted salt for your sugar and red pepper for cinnamon," he said. Joey's shoulders slumped. "I won't even be number 2 this year," he said. "I'll be last." Encyclopedia turned to the judges. "Can you let everyone start over with fresh ingredients?" "That's not fair to the other contestants," Judge number 2 said sternly. "We need to award the prize." "That's easy for you to say," Encyclopedia said. "You were the one who rigged the ingredients." How did Encyclopedia know? We invite you to come to the library and check out Encyclopedia Brown Cracks the Case. This is just one of a number of cases that are in this book, but come in, check the book out so you can figure out how he determined that Judge number 2 had fixed the contest. So until next time, read lots. We hope to see you again at the library soon.